Okay, I promised I'd make a short little video on using Ninja Replay. So the first thing I do is I look through Forex Factory and I find a report that I want to test. Okay, so one of the things that I've been wanting to look at are new home sales. So the first thing I'm going to do is I find when new home sales are trading this week. I knew they were trading this week. I click on Ninja on Forex Factory. It happens to be Tuesday, new home sales, and then I click on this folder that gives me the history, the dates of the most recent reports, and I'll write down the last three most current reports. So let's do April 25th. We'll test Ninja. April 25th. So what you do is you leave your Ninja set up normally where you're connected to your regular data provider, okay? The way you can tell is by going to disconnect, and it'll show you who you're connected to. Then what you do is you go to File, Utilities, Download Replay Data. You've picked the date that you chose, and it was 4/25/2016, new home sales. And then you pick the instrument, and in this case, we'll do bonds. So bonds 4/25/2016, the correct contract would be ZB616, okay? So we'll then go, okay, I just need level 1 data, not level 2. You just don't need it. It's just a replay, so we're just trying to get an idea of whether it would work, whether it's a report that we want to trade. And then if you want to also do the same thing, you'd file, utilities, download replay data, April 25th, 2016. And let's do the notes also, ZN 616. Okay, and we'll do a comparison. So you download that, level 1 data, bingo. All right. You wait till it's done. Over here it says downloading data. When it's done, which doesn't take very long usually, you then go to File, disconnect your current data provider, go to File, go to Connect Market Replay. Okay? So you connect Market Replay. Then what you do is you're going to go to this little box here, this empty space here. Do not do it up here, because if you change the date up here, it will reset your strategy to 0. So always get in the habit, right click this bare space, go to, and then you just type it in, or you could use the arrows. 4/25/2016, you have to use the arrow to change the year. And then the report is 10 o'clock. So we're going to do just like we would use the HIRA. So we go 9:59:57 a.m. Okay it. Correct? So we still have some more to do. So we've got the correct time. Now you want to get the correct instrument. Make sure all your charts are linked. Now also, what I've done is I'm using second charts. I'm using a range chart. I have them on the screen. Now, unfortunately, when I was setting up this replay, I didn't link that one chart. So it's going to be ZB616, so I'm just going to set it. The rest of the charts, make sure you link them. The way that you link a chart is you press the link L button. They all have to be the same color. To unlink one chart, you just make it unlinked. Okay, so we have them linked. So then what we're going to do is any chart that you change, we'll change all the charts. So if you remember, we're testing 4/25. We're going to test bonds, ZB616. So if you make it ZB616, your charts will change to that. Okay. Make sure you're nice and centered. Control while you move the mouse in the numbers will center you. And then if you just left click the mouse while you're there, you can do that. Okay, you don't have to hold any keys to do that. Control key, left mouse button moves you up and down. Left mouse button by itself just shrinks you up and down. So now with replay, we have the correct instrument. We're on ZB616. So now we're going to set up the strategy exactly like we think it would be set up on the HIRA. So it's, I forget, it was pending home sales or existing home sales. We'd have to check the Forex Factory because I'm losing my mind. It's Saturday morning. I'm half asleep. So Forex Factory, double check if you want to be sure. And it was new home sales, okay? New home sales, 10 o'clock. So we don't need Forex Factory. So we're going to set it up for a 10 o'clock report. Right-click your strategy chart. We're making believe we have a HIRA, okay? We're doing a breakout. Double-click it. With bonds, I'd use a 3-tick bracket. False, 16, true is how we always set up bonds because of Ninja's stop issues. The time, okay, is like we said, and I'm going to fix this. I made a mistake over there, and I want to show you what I did wrong. We're going to be 9:59:57. 9:59:57. I'm going to do 2 contracts, but I set these to off by setting them to 99. Position size 1 is 4. I just want a quick 120 bucks. Actually, I'm going to set it to 3 because this is a report that's not authorized. Jay doesn't send out a HIRA, which means it probably isn't going to move very much. So I'll make profit target 1, 3 ticks. I'll make profit target 2, 9 ticks. Remember, we're using bonds. I'll use a stop loss of 5. These numbers are what I think an intelligent HIRA would be set to. Make sure your account is on replay, and then when you enable it, that's fine. Make it true, and make sure your input series is ZB616 for bonds. Just like a real trade, make sure your icon is there. Now, I made a slight mistake when I set up the time. When you set up the time, right-click in that empty space, go to 4/25, the date 2016 of the report, and instead of doing it the way you do the strategy, give yourself a few more seconds of extra time just to get ready. Okay, so I make it 3 seconds before 57, which I use for the HIRA. Okay, we always set a HIRA almost always 3 seconds before the report is released. You don't need the clock because it's going to be on today's time. We're going to look at the time up here, replay time. Okay, so you press go, and now we're going to watch a regular trade just take place. It's just as if it's trading the market. There's our brackets, the report, 10 o'clock. We're going to give it, 10 to 20 seconds. If we get no reaction, we'll cancel. 10 seconds, using this timer as our clock timer, okay? 20 seconds, so no reaction, new home sales, April 25th. Even now, we're almost 30 seconds past the report. Still no reaction. This is a canceled trade, okay? Canceled trade. And then I double check. Cancel all orders, make sure your X gets canceled. So for this particular replay, I then make a note in my journal that on 4/25, I'll stop it, on 4/25/2016, the new home sales at 10 o'clock was a canceled trade. It didn't move the market. So replay told us that this was not a very exciting report in our first test. I would probably test the most recent 3 months, and then I might even go back 6 months and test 3 months, roughly 6 months ago, just to see how the report had changed. So that, my friend, is how you do and use Ninja's replay. Very easy, very simple. Then when you're done, don't forget, disconnect, market replay, go back to file, go back to connect, bring back your data provider, and then you're in business. Now, what I did is I saved a little workspace called replay. It has the control center. It has my main trading chart with the trade panel up. I've got a 1-minute strategy chart. a job strategy chart, and then I have a second chart and a range chart. So if I do get filled, I can check direction like we do in all the videos that you've watched before. This is how you use Ninja Replay. Have a great weekend, everybody.